Hey everybody, this is Pete from PA Labs, and I've done a lot of work on the side here, and I've done a lot of preparatory work in the last 2 or 3 or 4 video series as I've put together. And it seems that there's an awful lot of people kind of interested in this and where this might be going. So we've discussed the possibility of building a video game. And by video game, I mean a war game that is going to be videoed as it is built to teach this way of doing things. And whether this is the right way or it's my way, I've done something similar several times before, and it's come out pretty good. So, is this a crazy idea? Well, yes, most definitely this is a crazy idea, but I think it's doable. I mean, there's some things here that I would like to tackle, such as a TCP/IP player versus player game instead of using an AI and have it be you against the computer. Let's have it be player versus player. Have I done that before? No. I have written TCP/IP communication stuff, but I've never done it on a size of this sort of thing where we got two people hitting, one of them hosting the game and the other being a player attached to it and trying to figure out how a lot of that's going to work. So that's kind of up in the air. We have not tackled JSON files yet, but that's not a killer. And then, of course, we have, as I mentioned, the TCP/IP. So in order to pull this off, we're going to have to build a small game. So not a great big monolithic blockbuster kind of thing. We're going to limit our scope to army, tanks, and artillery. We're going to have movement by unit based on terrain. So tanks and I guess we're going to have trucks or something in here too. Yeah, let's add trucks. We'll add trucks. Well, that's going to add a bunch of stuff because by adding trucks, trucks can carry army men, trucks can pull artillery. Other than that, artillery has to be, very slow movement if it's going to be pulled by men. And okay, so that's one set of stuff. Yes, we could add airplanes and naval and strategic bombing and anti-tank 88s, and we could add, anti-aircraft and stuff like that. But that just explodes the scope geometrically, which kind of makes this a even more insane proposition. So I'm going to hold the full decision on the player versus player. I think I can pull that off. I've wanted to tackle it, so what the hey, let's kind of tackle it. So as I have said numerous times in the past, I don't try to do things. If I don't have to invent a wheel, I'm not going to invent the wheel. So it's already there. These are notes from a game I wrote actually a million years ago in Visual Studio.net 2005. So this is 20-year-old design work that I did, or it's probably older than that. And it kind of breaks down military units by point, by cities to be able to produce points, and points then produce units depending on what the city has. And so all the mathematics is here. So the idea is that to build one man, one infantry unit, one person, not one man, but one army thing, is 10 points. A tank is 200. Artillery is right up there with a tank. Trucks, and we have jeeps and fighters and bombers and submarines and all of it because my original game actually had it all. but we're only going to concern ourselves with those that are appropriate to our game, so we don't have a scope that goes crazy. We have unit statistics kind of stuff, such as movement. Infantry has a 3 movement capability. Every 10 men is a +1 to attack, or +1 to defense and +1 to attack. Jeeps can hold 5. We're not going to include jeeps. 10 trucks can hold 20 men, and they can pull 2 artillery units. They have a movement of 6, but are restricted to roads. So if they're going overland, they're not going to go very much faster than an infantry, so that would cut their movement in half. So we then have tanks. Tanks pretty much go the same speed everywhere. They have a movement of 5. They can go overland just as fast as they can go on a road. However, woods cuts their movement down dramatically. So, because they have to bull their way through trees. So, each tank has the capability of carrying up to 10 men. Not sure if we're going to implement that, but we'll see. So then we have artillery. Artillery has a movement of 2, attack of 2, and a defense of 2, and a range of 2. So you can build multiple artillery units and put them into the same hex on the screen. I don't have the limits in here. So unit tokens themselves, a token for infantry can hold up to 60 infantry men, which gives them a max strength of 6 and a defense of 6. Jeeps and trucks are unto themselves, but a group of jeeps we could say is 4 max jeeps to a unit. Trucks probably, I don't know, what would you think? 4 maybe? 4 trucks, 5 trucks. Well, you ought to be able to play. Okay, so let's say 3. That way 3 trucks can carry an entire infantry unit. So that works out mathematically. So that would mean 6 jeeps to do the same thing or so. Okay, so tanks have a maximum of 6 tanks, I think is what I think it's 5. You can have 5 tanks, and so his maximum strength is 10. His maximum defense is 10. Artillery, we can arbitrarily come out here and say he should be basically like a tank. So he's got a max of 5 artillery units that you can put in a single token. So let's see, air unit movements, sea unit movements. Those are outside scope, but you know, what the heck, I threw them in here. You may want to take the game when we're done with it and then go after flushing it out and making it uber super. We're going to just kind of go for it and build it as right as we can and see how we can go. Combat. The combat attrition tables, this is gleaned largely from the old Avalon Hill and Spy games, the board games, modified to these point systems. So what I've done we can have 3 levels of playing the game, hard, normal, and easy, and that's going to depend on what that's going to actually give the player is better odds at rolling, okay? So easy we're going to give 2 bonuses to, but normal doesn't, he just gets a 25% round up. So to understand that math, if you're looking at a hard game and you have attackers of 10, defenders of 5, well, that's 2 to 1 odds. If you have an attacker of 8 and a defender of 10, that's going to be 1 to 2 odds because it rounds down. So down means that defense is 2 to 1 over the attacker. Okay, so you take the smaller number and divide it into the bigger number to identify it's 1 to 2 or 2 to 1. Okay, so 18 to attacking 10 is a 1 to 1 odds. 17 attacking 10 is 1 to 1 odds. So now let's look at normal. We're going to round up with a plus 25, 0.25. So if we had 10 attacking 5, it's 2 to 1 odds. That stays the same. If you had 8 attacking 10, that would be 1 to 1 odds, because 8 divided by 10 is going to be 0.8 plus 0.25 is 1.05, which automatically is rounded down to 1. Okay, so that becomes a 1 to 1 odds as opposed to a 1 to 2 odds. 18 similarly rounds to 2 to 1 odds with the same basic mathematics here. 17, he didn't cut it. He's outside of that, and that'll fall to a 1 to 1 odds. Okay. Now, easy, we're going to do a couple things for easy. What we're going to do is give him a 0.5 round up. So instead of adding 0.25, we're going to add 0.5. So it changes out of all of these from up here. It ends up being pretty much the same, except it gives our 17 to 10 a 2 to 1 odds in favor of that. So it gives him a bit of a boost here. But what I was thinking is I've set the dice roll tables to use a 1d8. And actually, I have a dice roll module that we can just include in the game that actually handles, you put in a 1d8. You can put in just about any kind of function you want to do, a 2d8 plus 3d6 and all that kind of junk, and it'll go calculate it all for you. But what we're going to do for easy is we're going to give him a 1d8 plus 1. So technically, he can't roll the worst possible dice roll he can roll. Okay, so he will always roll 1 better than he actually rolled. And if he rolls a 9, well, guess what? He's got 2 8s on this table instead of that. So I came down here and said, okay, the 1 to 4 or greater, or I guess that's not right. That should be, 1 to 4, because then it becomes, oh, this is the one I screwed up. This is 1 to 3 odds. 1 to 3 odds, 1 to 2 odds, 1 to 1 odds, 2 to 1 odds, 3 to 1 odds, 4 or greater to 1 odds. And so we have this down here. I can see some of this got out of kilter. That ought to get us somewhat close. Oh, well, don't worry about it. So there's a divider line that kind of slides through here. 1 to 2 is the inverted 2 to 1. 3 to 1 is inverted 1 to 3, and 4 to 1 is inverted to 1 to 4. So you kind of look down 1 to 1 and see how it favors. And this is identifying percent damages. So actually, I kind of like that over there. Oh, I know what it was, because I think I came from, I put this in another editor and wrote it and cut and pasted. And then I brought it back here. And well, here I have a tab at 2 spaces, not 3. So I think that screwed all my spacing up. But I mean, this is close enough for government work. We can figure this out. So that's going to be our attrition table for this. Now, I believe I'm going to put this video out there and say, I'm going to also put a comment out there in the video on the, YouTube site that is a questionnaire. And I want to see how many people want to attack this problem or not. There could be people who would prefer if the people who want to do this project are enough people, I'm going to do it regardless. And then if there's people who don't want to do it, get based on what their desires are, throw out the option of what do you want me to actually center in on? Do you want me to attack this from start to end? Or do we want to go explore more GUI functions and controls and gadgets and interactions with those? I can do either way. I'm not sure how well I can do both. We may take a week on one and then a week on the other, and a week on one and a week on the other. So we'll see. I'll see how you all vote. So go on over to my comments, and I'm going to put a sheet out there for where we're going to go from where we are now. Are we going to go into this game thing, or are we going to continue the status quo of going down the road of examining gadgets and seeing what you can do with what we got? So that pretty much concludes this video. It ends with a question. It's up to you. I'll have it out there before the end of today. Thanks for your time.